Hey, it's Cassiah Jay. Welcome to Jeunesse Live. It's Saturday, April 6th, 2019. Thanks for tuning in. If you like today's episode, make sure that you share it and drop your country flag. Let us know where you're tuning in from. If you have a friend or team members that should be watching today's episode, make sure you tag them in the comments below. On today's episode, we are going to hear from our Scientific Advisory Board member, Dr. Vincent Giampapa. He has 4 tips that you can begin implementing immediately to improve your health and the quality of your life. So stay tuned. I also want to invite you to connect with us online at Jeunesse HQ on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram to stay in the loop on what's happening with our exciting product launches, events around the world, and valuable information to help you grow your business. Also want to invite you to link up with our team, follow our Chief Visionary Officer, Scott Lewis, our Zen Brand Ambassador, Mark McDonald, Dr. Giampapa, Yolanda Halston, just to name a few. We all want to connect and share amongst our community. Let's move right into our updates and give a big shout out to this week's Fan of the Week. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. The Fan of the Week is David Bingham from Wisconsin. So thanks for hanging out. I love your shirt, always on vacation. What a cool lifestyle. We appreciate you guys interacting and hanging out with the show. Remember, if you want someone to tune in, just tag them in the comments below. I also want to invite you guys to join us again this Wednesday night, April 10th at 9 p.m. for Exec Connect, which is your monthly connection with Jeunesse World HQ, coming from our Chief Visionary Officer, Scott Lewis. It's happening at 9 o'clock, all kinds of big updates and news and announcements. And he has a special guest. You're going to hear from our Chief Marketing Officer, Mark Patterson. He's got some marketing updates for you. So this will be a really fun show, all kinds of news and updates from around the world, and then lots of good stuff to talk about to help you grow your business. Recently, we mentioned that Reveal is part of the 2019 Pure Beauty Global Awards. So the scalp infusion treatment, which is part of the Reveal Advanced Hair Care System, is a finalist amongst 450 entrants, and it's in 2 categories, Best New Hair Care Product and Best New Male Hair Care Product. So these were selected by the editorial team, and winners are going to be chosen on April 16th in Dubai. So we're really excited. We're going to keep you posted on the status of this award, and I think by now we're going to be over that 500 mark. It's really exciting to see how Jeunesse win so many awards, both in the United States regionally and also internationally for these products, which are absolutely incredible. If you haven't tried Reveal yet, I encourage you to do so. You want to reveal your best hair, check out the Reveal Scalp Infusion Treatment and the Reveal Advanced Hair Care System. We also mentioned that Zen Project 8 has a challenge that's happening. So we've got a 30-day challenge. This launched in North America and is now available in Europe. Just go to zp8challenge.com to enter. This is also an amazing community where you can get recipes, lifestyle tips, and all kinds of great advice from other members around the world who are participating. So if you just want to lose a little bit of weight or be more healthy with your food and nutrition, you want to connect up with the Zen Project 8 and Mark McDonald. What an exciting program they have. They also just launched a 16-minute video that will help walk you through the program and the movement. We also noted Dr. Vincent Giampapa. He's our special guest on the show today, but there's a new product that is coming to the European region. It's AM/PM Essentials, available in powder form. So stay tuned for more updates and information on that incredible product. We also want to invite you to our Jeunesse World headquarters for a Discover Jeunesse event. That's happening April 17th, which is a Wednesday. And you can come to our world headquarters, hear from our Chief Visionary Officer, Scott Lewis, our founders. It's an amazing time to bring your guests to learn more about Jeunesse. You want to go to jeunesseglobal.com, check out the calendar so that you know what events are happening in your region and you can register for that. There's also some regional events happening in the North American region. In Canada, they've got Montreal, April 5th and 6th. And in the United States, there's San Francisco happening this weekend, Los Angeles next weekend, followed by an event in New York. We also want to invite you to LEAD. This is going to be our final LEAD event for the year. This is our annual leadership conference. The last one will be held at Jeunesse Arena in Rio. So Again, you can go to leadjeunesse.com to grab your tickets for that. It's the final leadership conference of the year. Very exciting for our Latin America community. Look forward to sharing updates and information about that event. I also want to point you in the direction of sharejeunesse.com. So this is where you can get all of your marketing tools, from videos, brochures, downloadable social media images that you can use. All of our beautifully branded content is available to you to download and use for free to promote and grow your business. So make sure you check out sharejeunesse.com. And in order to run your business, you need an app, right? So we've got an app for you. It's J Mobile. We have a brand new iteration of this app to make it easier than ever to use. So all you have to do is go to the Apple App Store if you're on an Apple device, and the Google Play Store if you're utilizing a Android device. And this is going to help you do everything from stay in touch with corporate to running and managing your business, and also some really, really powerful ways that you can share Jeunesse with people you know, love, and care about, prospects, customers, and other people who want to know more about our amazing products and opportunity here at Jeunesse. If you're wondering how to use the app, all you have to do is download it, and right inside of your dashboard, there's a little area under the Help Center that says Training Videos. So this is loaded with videos to walk you through specific areas of the app, and you can see an example right here of how to share a video, how to send a sign-up link, how to start an email campaign. So these are very, very short but in-depth tutorials on how you can best utilize that resource. And then finally, our Jeunesse Expo of 2019. So our 5-country world tour. That's right, we're coming to you. So we'll kick things off in Orlando, September 6th through the 8th, and then head to Macau and Singapore, followed by Milan for our European Expo, and then Rio to close things out for 2019. We've already got really exciting stuff happening at those events, so you won't want to miss them. You can go to jeunesseglobal.com to grab your tickets. Make sure you do that quickly so you can get the early bird pricing. And then I would imagine that you'll get lots more updates and news happening about Jeunesse Expo on Exec Connect, which we just covered a couple minutes ago. All right. I am going to stop sharing my screen because I want to introduce you to today's special guest. So I was talking to Dr. Giampapa, and I've asked him to come on the show. I know everybody's busy. We've got all kinds of people traveling, and we had a great conversation just about how not only is it amazing to take our incredible wellness and nutrition supplements, but there's so much importance around living a really healthy lifestyle. So we couldn't match up schedules, but Dr. G said, hey, I have a video that has 4 great tips I think you guys will really love. So I want to play that video for you guys today. Also, just to preface this, if you don't know Dr. Giampapa, or if you have the chance to see him, I highly recommend that you do. He's an anti-aging physician, a cellular aging expert. He's a 2014 Nobel Prize nominee for his work in pioneering research in the cellular restoration technology. In 2016, he was awarded the Gussie Prize for cellular aging research. He's been a consultant to NASA, and he's keynoted at the International Vatican Adult Stem Cell Conference in Rome. He also sits on our board of scientific advisors and has helped develop AMPM for Jeunesse. Of course, he's devoted his life to longevity and helping other people look and feel good. I know you guys are going to absolutely love his 4 tips, so here they are.
You know, over the years, I've really found there's just a couple of key pointers we all really need to know just so we can have ourselves age as well as possible. The first one of those is how to eat. And the 2 key issues that really matter are quantity and quality. So both of these key issues really determine how our cells age right now and in the future. So regarding quantity, just about everybody has an iPhone today, but just about no one understands they have a palm computer that can help them determine the amount of quantity they need to eat at each meal. If we just put our hands together, the amount of food that'll fit in both our palms is really a great measure of how much food we should eat for each meal. So those palms are always with you, and so is that palm computer to help you guide in quantity. As far as quality goes, the palm computer really should be divided into 3 equal parts. 1 for carbohydrates, 1 for proteins, and 1 for fats. So we all know that proteins are probably the most important thing we should be eating, and that should be the first part of each meal, since that really helps slow down the absorption of carbohydrates, which eventually will become our big enemy in cell aging. So proteins eaten first. We then look at eating our carbohydrates, which are mainly from fruits and vegetables. And finally, we look at fats. And most of the fats we want to try to ingest are the omega-3s and omega-6s and omega-9s. And really cold water fish, green leafy vegetables, and other green dense vegetables are the best source of this. Omega-6s are pretty easy to get, and that's basically our sesame seeds, our sunflower seeds, nuts, and other forms of seeds in general that help give us the omega-6s we need. But frankly, in the United States, we all eat a little too much of omega-6s. So really focusing on our omega-3s and even omega-9s like extra virgin olive oil are really the focus on how to fill that third of our palm computer. By eating the right amounts and the right quantities, one of the key things this allows us to do is keep our hormone levels in an optimal point. And what this does is allow us to really keep our blood sugar levels in optimal values so we don't store that blood sugar as fat and we don't end up with these food cravings and sugar cravings that most of us experience at the end of the day. Second point is exercise. And exercise is one of the key things to keep ourselves healthy as well. There are really three types of exercise which needs to become a habit in your daily routines for optimal cell health. Not only is exercise important, but the timing of exercise and the type of exercise really makes a big difference. So let's talk briefly about each one of them. Timing really matters, and the best time to start exercising is in the morning. If we take a little quick walk, basically what we're doing the first thing in the morning is exercising our cells. And so why is this important? It's because if we take a walk in the morning for 10 to 15 minutes, we actually set up our calorie burn rate higher for the whole day, and no matter what we're eating, we're able to metabolize that quicker. In essence, what we're doing is helping to balance our cell cycle and our body cycle. In the evening, doing a small workout, even for 10 or 15 minutes, some push-ups or very light weight work, again helps reset our cell cycles and also helps with raising the key hormones that help keep our cells healthy, like growth hormone, which helps us obtain a deeper sleep in general. So the right type of exercise is another key thing most of us really need to focus on. And aerobic exercise is something we all need to do mainly to keep our heart healthy and our vascular system clean and responsive to blood pressure. And the second type of exercise is resistive exercise or weightlifting or yoga in general. These two types of exercise are essential, one to keep our cardiovascular system in optimal shape and the other one to keep our muscle tone and our bone density at optimum. And lastly, flexibility is probably one of the most important things we all need to work on as we get older. This helps with balance, it helps with our motion and movement throughout the day, and without a question, as we grow older, will help us avoid injuries. Duration of exercise is a whole new thing once you're over 40. And frankly, cycling our exercise has been shown to be one of the most beneficial things for cardiac health, as well as for muscle strength and tone. So working out or being on a treadmill for a minute and then resting for 2 minutes and letting our heart rate come down to almost baseline is really the way to do this, training both the heart's ability to pump more blood and the heart's ability to recover. This is a whole new approach to exercise as we age, but it's shown to be even more beneficial than constantly running on a treadmill. So what else does exercise do for us? It really helps dramatically with our pH. You know, as we age, we all get a little more acidic, okay? And that's mainly due to poor detoxification. And one of the key things exercise does is help move the fluids throughout our body and balance our pH, not only from the increase in blood flow, but from the fact that we're breathing more often and we're blowing off the CO2 or carbon dioxide in our blood, which lowers our pH. So exercise is the second key area we all need to work on. The next area of real importance, and probably one of the most important in the 21st century, is learning how to handle stress. Because in general, our big goal here is to learn to de-stress ourselves for optimal health. The best advice I can give anybody, especially in today's fast-paced world, is to learn to manage your stress. Remember, we might not be in control of the situation, but we are in control in how we react to it. The 21st century is just fraught with what we have recently termed time urgency. That is, We are all concerned with what we just did and what we have to do in the next 5 or 10 minutes, or what we did yesterday, or what we're going to have to do tomorrow, that we have lost the ability to enjoy the moment or be in the moment. And that constant jumping mentally from the past to the future, to the past to the future, sets up a whole conditioned response, what we call time urgency. And what does this result in inside us is elevated cortisol, which is the age-accelerating hormone. Cortisol has many detrimental effects, from brain aging to loss of muscle mass, to loss of bone density, to even loss of memory. So the key thing here is to learn how to be in the moment. So I'd like to give you a couple of tips that have worked well with me and hundreds of my patients over the years. The first thing to do to break this constant sense of time urgency or mind chatter is to start to take 4 or 5 deep breaths. And as we do that, that suddenly will break that constant flow of thoughts in our mind. So that's a great way to get started. The second thing to do is to really try to increase the time between one thought and the next. And frankly, the longer we can make that time, the better we are at what we now call meditation. And there's a little exercise we use to try to get that accomplished, and that's simply listening to ourselves and hearing a thought and really trying to keep our minds clear until we have that second thought. And if we breathe between those two thoughts, over a very short period of time, we'll learn how to increase that distance. Probably as important as anything else is to learn how to interact with other people in order to avoid stress. And the best way to de-stress someone else around you, as well as yourself, is with the simple use of a smile. If you smile to both yourself and to other people, you begin a chain reaction in not only how they respond to you, but how they're going to respond to other people. You change their hormones, and literally you can change their day. So the secret here is learn to smile to yourself. But most importantly, try to pick 3 people throughout the day and smile at them and just see what happens. You literally have changed your hormones, your stress level, and their stress level. And one of the most important pointers I can give you is the power of belief. And it really is your mind that controls your beliefs. Your mind controls your cell health as well. Information is the trigger that can help keep you in the moment. Thoughts are the energy. And we all have an innate ability to reprogram our thoughts, which can improve our cell health dramatically. We are most receptive to new concepts prior to sleep. And we can let the subconscious mind do the work for us. I want to give you a simple phrase that, repeated over time, can make a big difference in your cell health now and in the future. Information changes my thoughts. Thoughts change my beliefs. Beliefs change my habits. I am a healthier me today and tomorrow. If we can repeat that phrase over a period of time, that actually becomes incorporated into our cells. So I want to thank you for taking these important steps so you may enjoy healthier cells and a healthier you.
Okay, I hope you guys loved that video. I think this information is so powerful. So let's do a quick recap. The first tip that he gives is your palm computer, right? So this really helped me because I think often we wonder about food portions and what we're supposed to really eat. So he says all you have to do is just cup your hands and create a palm, and that's really how much food you need to eat. So the palm computer helps you figure out how much, and then he talks about what you should be eating, right? So he says 1 carbohydrate, 1 protein, and 1 fat. And that's so synergistic with what Mark McDonald teaches us in our Zen Project 8 program, which is what? PFC every 3, right? So 3 times a day, you want to eat your proteins, your fats, and your carbs. So he moves further into really diving into what those should be. So he recommends for proteins, cold water fish. He says your carbohydrates should be fruits and vegetables, especially those green leafy vegetables. He always talks about eating your colors, right? So the brighter the vibrancy of the color of the food you're eating, the more antioxidants and good for you health benefits it has. And then fats. These are things like sesame seeds, sunflower seeds, nuts, extra virgin olive oil. And this is another reason why we really need to pay attention to supplementing what we're eating. Not only do we need to make great food choices, but we also know that the quality of our food is deteriorating. So it would be impossible to get all the vitamins, nutrients, and minerals that we need, which is why things like AM, PM are so important to put into your daily health and wellness regimen. On slide 4, he talks about exercising. So 3 parts of exercising are your timing, your type, and your duration. So this was really informative to me, because sometimes we think that the longer we work out, the better the results will be, but that's just not true. He talks about how the timing of things, if you work out in the morning, you're going to automatically increase your metabolic rate throughout the day, which means you'll burn more calories. And who doesn't want to do that? He also says waking up your cells. So when you get up, start moving and get your body flowing and get your blood circulating. Those are things that are really important. And then he says when you are working out, you want to do a little bit of high intensity followed by a time of rest. So he says 1 minute of exercise and then 2 minutes of recovery. And you can repeat that. He also recommends weightlifting or resistance training, which is really, really important for your muscles and your overall body composition. And then he talks about stress, right? Because everybody seems to be stressed out. We're all on this clock of either living in the past or worried about what we have to do in the future. But he says, look, there are ways to relieve stress. So one way you can do that is to breathe deeply, take 4 to 5 breaths. He talks about the importance of meditation. And he talks about the smile theory, right? And I love this because what's the quote? It's better to be the one who smiles than the one who does not smile back. So when we do this, we actually send a message to ourselves and others, which alters our state and theirs. And also everyone feels better when they catch a smile or give one. So I liked that tip. And then finally, he closes with an affirmation. I use affirmations every day of my life. I have a ton of them, but I liked what he said. So if you want to write this down, he says, information changes my thoughts. Thoughts change my beliefs. Beliefs change my habits. And I am a healthier me today and tomorrow. One of my affirmations that I use is every day in every way, I am becoming more successful. So I just add that one on to the one that Dr. G and Papa just gave, because it is important to reaffirm to ourselves how we want to look, how we want to feel, and the message that we want to send to other people. So again, it's not just about taking the products, because we, of course, need to supplement our health every single day, and we need to be conscious about living a healthy lifestyle, which includes our diet, our lifestyle, and our mindset. So hopefully you guys loved those tips. If you have one to add, make sure you drop it in the comments below, or if you have a favorite, make sure that you let us know in your feedback in the comments below. Really quickly, I wanted to just give a quick shout out. So we typically do a little book club where we talk about books that we're reading or just inspiration that we can help to grow ourselves and add to our daily regimens. But I wanted to give a quick shout out because I got a message on Instagram and it was from Samson Lee. So Samson's been with the company for quite a long time. He sent me this video of him with an author. So the author is Stephen Griffith, and he had the good fortune of meeting him, and his book is incredible. So he talks about the time cleanse. And again, same thing Dr. G and Papa just talked about, you know, living in the past or being worried about what you have to do in the future. We are so anxiety ridden about the amount of time or the things that we have to do. So this book is all about the answer to getting more time back. So if you're someone that feels that your time is out of control, then this book will help you put the power back into your hands. So Samson, thank you for this. I've ordered it. It's going on my reading list. I can't wait to share all of the tips and inspiration that I received from this book with everybody who watches the show. So if you guys have an amazing book that you want to share, I want to encourage you to leave it in the comments below. It's so important that we not only take great care of what we're putting into our bodies and supplementing them and using great products. It's important that we exercise, that we meditate, and that we maintain a positive mindset. But it's also important that we do personal development, personal growth. So it's all about never stop learning, because there's always more things. And I think curiosity is one of the keys to life, right? Gathering more information. So whether you're out of school or you're out of college, we should always still be focused on our education, our personal development, and how we can help improve our skill sets in the marketplace. So really quickly, I wanted to just cover another book that I have been reading. It is called Dare to Lead, and it's by Brene Brown. This is specifically for rising strong at work. That's what she says, daring greatly and rising strong at work. So it's all about brave work, tough conversations, and whole hearts. And this doesn't just apply to work. This applies to your family, your relationships. There's so many incredible tips in here that talk about how you can interact, how you can help have more empathy for other people, how you can position yourself to be more vulnerable, because sometimes when you are in a position of leadership, you feel like you have to know all the answers, but it's just not true. So I wanted to just kind of read you the beginning of the book and encourage you to pick this one up, because I think it's applicable no matter what phase of your life that you're in. You will have incredible takeaways from this book. So let's read the intro. It says, "Dare to lead, brave work, tough conversations, and whole hearts. Leadership is not just about titles, status, and wielding power. A leader is anyone who takes responsibility for recognizing the potential in people and ideas and has the courage to develop that potential. When we dare to lead, we don't pretend to have the right answers. We stay curious and ask the right questions. We don't see power as finite and hoard it. We know that power becomes infinite when we share it with others. We don't avoid difficult conversations and situations. We lean into vulnerability when it's necessary to do good work. But daring leadership in a culture defined by scarcity, fear, and uncertainty requires skill building around traits that are deeply and uniquely human. The irony is that we're choosing not to invest in developing the hearts and minds of leaders at the exact same time as we're scrambling to figure out what we have to offer that machines and AI can't do better and faster. What can we do better? Empathy, connection, and courage to start." Four-time #1 New York Times bestselling author Brené Brown has spent the past 2 decades studying the emotions and experiences that give meaning to our lives. The past 7 years working with transformative leaders and teams spanning the globes. She's found that leaders in organizations ranging from small entrepreneurial startups and family-owned businesses to nonprofits, civic organizations, and Fortune 50 companies all ask the same question: how do you cultivate braver, more daring leaders, and how do you embed the value of courage in your culture? In this book, she uses research, stories, and examples to answer these questions in a no BS style that millions of readers have come to expect and love. So hopefully that piques your curiosity and your interest. She does such an amazing job in this book. You can see I have tons of, my pages flipped back and lots of notes from this book, because it's really impacted me in my life, just trying to be a better leader, trying to have more empathy, and trying to be more vulnerable. So lots of great takeaways from this book. I highly encourage you to pick it up. Of course, thanks so much for hanging out with us today. I hope that you loved the show. If you think someone should watch this episode, and make sure that you share it or tag them in the comments below. We hope that you enjoyed it. As always, we wish you nothing but continued success in your business and your life. Thanks so much for watching today. We'll see you next week on the next episode of Jeunesse Live. Bye-bye.